What's good, y'all? Welcome into the TraKCouts podcast. It's the podcast where we talk music and life with the people living it. I'm your host, Co-Rep. With me, as always, my dog Scorp. What's up, bro?
What's the word with it?
Check it out. Artists, engineers, producers, creatives in general. If they live in this music shit, we want to talk to them. We drop every other Wednesday on all the platforms, so make sure you tap in. But we got a good one for you today. Today's guest is a producer and engineer and member of the Reality Benders. He's responsible for a lot of the rap music you hear coming out of KC right now. Please enjoy this conversation with Gittyman. God damn, Gittyman.
God damn.
What's good, bro?
What's up, man?
Appreciate you sliding through.
I'm super happy to be here, man. I'm blessed to be a part of the podcast.
For sure, man. It's like you were saying, like you've watched a lot of the episodes, and it's like it's crazy to hear. Like I don't know how often producers and engineers are telling you like they listen to this shit, but that's really cool. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Yeah.
Like somebody be like, "Oh yeah, I heard something that you said in the podcast." I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like people tuning in for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was really excited when you hit me up.
Yeah, for sure, man. You've been out here pretty active, so we got a lot to chop it up about. Mm-hmm. First off, you just got back from South by Southwest. Mm-hmm. Like, talk to us about going out there, how long you were out there, et cetera.
I was there this year. I went about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. That was kind of like my pushing point to where if I'm not moving, to where I'm like, all right, let me head back to the city.
Yeah.
I was out there with Brother Man. Shout out to him. 94, the genius, lives out there. And Double G, another part of our collective, the Reality Benders, we were all out there. And we were in there with a couple artists. There's an artist out there named Jay Rich we work really closely with. He's really cool. I met an artist out there named K-Hop who's really cool to work with. Good scene in general. Their music scene, they take themselves seriously out there. They're not just like, messing around. Like you can tell they're serious about the music. They invest in themselves. They want to work with good producers. They're not messing around.
Yeah. So I know you got team and shit down there, but like when you roll down there for like a 2-week stint, how much of it is like pre-planned, like what you gonna do, or like how much of it is just like winging that shit, bro?
Honestly, bro, most of it was just like just jumped in, which is like I'm a believer that like you should do what you can to make a plan, but also like you have to get started. And if you keep trying to plan shit around, like you're gonna just have to jump in. That's the way to do it. So like I was trying to plan it better. Originally we were gonna stay at 94. He's like I refer to him sometimes as my manager. He's more of a mentor. Especially I know it's the same way with Brother Man, like everyone who's a part of our team. We were gonna originally stay with him, and then we just ended up getting a B&B. But it was like really all it was for me was just picking the dates, book the time, and then figure it out as it goes.
Yeah,
which is typically how it's been when it comes to trips and shit like that.
So without like making it sound like we're throwing shade or anything, I kind of heard like it wasn't as popping this year, like the fest in general. Is that is there some truth to that?
For sure. I mean, there's still, for me, it's like part of the reason I want to go down there is to make the connections in Texas. So it's like I'm still in Texas meeting people that I need to be meeting. So that's good. But if you're down there like thinking that it's going to be like, oh, every corner is a big celebrity, it's not really like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, really the way to go about it, bro, is don't sleep on anyone. And you guys know this. So it's like you go out there and meet a random photographer who you don't think is anybody, but he knows the man that you need to know to get to where you want to be. That's how it all is with the music. So like,
especially like a fest like that, it's like everybody knows somebody. Like 1 or 2 degrees of separation from people.
We'll just stand on the corner, like on like a corner store for like 2-3 hours downtown, and just everybody who walks past, like if they're wearing a chain or whatever, you could tell when someone's like involved in music or the entertainment industry. We'll just stop them, introduce ourselves, be like, "What's up, bro? Like, what do you do?" If you do that, bro, every day for like a week, you'll be surprised how quick you come across. You're like, "Damn, this dude knows this dude." Like, small world.
So, is this your first time that you have been down there?
This is my second time. I went down last year.
Okay. So it's like, this is something I'm always curious about. Like as a producer going to a different city, especially somewhere that has like a big music scene like Austin or a big fest like South by, what is like the outside perception of KC music, or is there even one? There are people who are like, oh, you from KC, like this one, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
So when I first this is like my 5th or 6th time traveling like music wise for like what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like the first few times, like I went to Atlanta when I first started, like trying to put myself out there, and it was definitely like people know us for like the Chiefs and shit.
Yeah.
But now like people kind of know, man, like especially the fact that like Texas does like we do have a link with Kansas City because of like I said, 94 the Genius. He's really big producer engineer out there, probably one of the biggest in Austin. And then LA is out there so often people think he lives out there. There's people out there who think he lives in Texas. So it's like people out there do kind of know about Kansas City, but like even in the world, like if they don't know, if they meet someone in Kansas City, we're getting more vocal about like our scene out here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so like for some artists or producers that want to get out there like to South by or something like that next year, what kind of bases do they need to make sure they have covered before they can go? You know what I'm saying?
Travel, obviously. Like, are you going to fly? Are you going to drive?
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't mind driving, but every time I've flown just to make it easier. But nowadays with like everything going on with security, I would just fly or not fly, drive.
Yeah.
Nowadays I would drive, and then honestly, like I said, like I recommend trying to plan, but if you can't, bro, just like all you really need to know is how you're gonna get down there, and like you can find a place to stay, bro. If you go around, like people are genuine people, bro. Like if you have to, you'll find a couch to sleep on, bro.
Yeah.
But really, all it is what it's about. It's like putting yourself into that position. You'll figure it out there. Most people don't even want to get into that situation.
For sure.
So do you think going out there like that is like a welcoming experience from anybody that's from like beginner producer to like expert, or how far in the game do you think it's before you go out there?
Not beginner.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to be good enough. So like when I say that, you want to like have the skill to where you could be in the room with anyone and be like, okay, this dude's good enough to compete. You know, you don't want to go out there when you're still learning out like how to make your beats have a good bounce to them. Like,
yeah.
It's good to, you know, it's like a head start, but at the same time, it's like you want to be good enough to have a good impression, and like studio etiquette's really important. Go to studio sessions in your city before you go out. Like,
Yeah.
For sure. Don't travel to Atlanta and try to get in the studio with fucking Southside before you've been in a session with a normal artist. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do you find the sessions in a place like that or environment like that more intimidating than like a normal session here?
For sure, but it's also like the more like, especially being an engineer, bro, you know this, like it's like the more you do it, the more comfortable you get, and eventually like I think there'd be a little bit of fanboy in me, but I feel like I could be in the room with like Future right now and just play my role, bro. If you can just play your role, bro, that's all you got to do. If they ask for beats, play beats. If they're not asking for beats, don't force yourself in there, you know?
Yeah. Just vibe. Just vibe, bro.
Yeah.
Like half the battle, like if you want to be in the studio sessions, half the battle is just, can you vibe?
Facts.
Yeah.
You know how to just be in the room and be cool, just chill.
Yeah. Cause if you weird, like no matter how hard you are, people are not going to want you there.
Facts. Like you could be the hardest artist, but your demeanor and like how you like interact, your character, like that's a big deciding factor on if somebody even wants to engage in working with you, regardless to the talent.
It's so much more important than the music at this point, bro. I think it is. Everyone can make good beats or like shit. Everyone can damn near rap at this point, but like you really got to know how to move, bro. Like you got to know how to be comfortable around certain people, adapt to certain crowds, bro. Like I think that's more important.
Yeah. My girl said something the other day to me, which I was like, I kind of realized, but the way she worded it, I was like, damn. She's like, you realize people are like their most vulnerable around you every single day. Like as artists in the studio, you know
like
what I'm saying?
therapy, bro.
Yeah, like
a
and I was
therapist.
like, you know, like I already knew it. Like people use music as therapy, but it's like I didn't realize. Like I did, but then her just saying it made me realize, like, yeah, like being in the room with artists every day is like they got to be able to be as vulnerable as possible around you. So that's another thing. Like if they can't open up with like you around because you got weird energy, then you ain't gonna be there.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the reality benders, bro, because we talked to LA about it on the podcast, but that's been like damn near a year. So I'm sure you guys have had all kinds of motion and plays and new stuff going on. But talk to us about the reality benders. How did you and when did you first get involved?
I got involved like a little over like a year and a half ago when I was still working, before I was really even like engineering. It is just, it's a, you know, we treat ourselves like family almost, but it's a team of producers. You know, 94 the Genius is the one who put it all together. He's a producer for sure, but he's also like a dot connector and A&R. Just helps put his connections in our hands. So like, you know, if someone it gets to the point to where you need like so many beats and you have all these people hitting you up, you need a team. So that's what it was for him. And now we're all, you know, especially with him, 94, like it's very serious. It's more than the music. It's like, if you want to do your best work and be around the best people, it's important, I feel like, and I know bro would agree with me saying this, to like develop a real relationship with people and not just like worry about the music. You know, you need to be able to go out and like sit down and actually talk to someone outside of worrying about the music. And that's big for us. So we're like a family for sure. Like I definitely am. I feel like a little brother compared to everyone. But really, the way that I got into that room with, I give it all up to LA the brother man, because I know like he really put in the word for me. I actually didn't even realize it was this like it was really like this until like a few weeks ago. I was talking to 94. And he's like, honestly, bro, like he didn't know me, and I don't blame him at all for saying this, but he's like, I didn't really have any reason to like want to like give you a shot. Not that he didn't want to, but that like he was like, the reason I did this is because LA vouched for you so hard. And I was like, yeah, like to have someone like that's a blessing, dude.
Yeah. So
like I'm forever super grateful for him and just like everyone a part of that team.
That's hard. Shout out LA the brother man. He had described it to us as like everybody has like a role, like you might be a producer or engineer or whatever, but like you will pick up another role if it's need be.
For sure.
Is that your mindset as well? Like you'll grab a camera if that's what you had to do type shit.
A good representative of that is Zay. He's a photographer, Zay Productions, but he can hop on, make a beat too. Like he's done beats. He can get in, throw a snare where it needs to be thrown, you know, connect this person with this person. But that's for sure part of it too. It's just being able to play a role.
Yeah. And so was the whole team down in South by?
It was me, 94, LA, Zay was there. Double G, super dope producer. Kenan was there. He lives in Texas as well. There's 2 or 3 other members we're missing out on. And we just signed Kenny, actually. Kenny's from out here. I don't know if you know Kenny. Kenny's So Quiet.
I've heard of him, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Kenny. He's literally signed with us like a day or 2 ago.
That's hard.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like, you said that 94 kind of, like, makes the plays and stuff. What's kind of his background that you know about?
He's been doing this full time for, like, I think coming up on, like, 10 plus years, something like that. He's been doing this for a minute, and I know he's the most, like, hustle, like go out and get it person I've ever met. Like I'm thinking of examples of like it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. We're downtown. I'm trying to go home and sleep, and he's like, just trust me. Like we need to stay out here, because he'll have a sense that, you know, Big X is down the street, and he wasn't lying. Like shit like that really has happened.
Yeah.
And like he's very wise. I learned a lot from him. Like he's like definitely like a second dad to me.
That's hard. Shout out 94.
Yeah.
So your studio you've been working at, you guys just built that room yourselves, right?
Yeah. So it was Thou Wow. He's before I came in and started working there too. It was originally just him, and then we paid Vic to build that room. His name's Slick Vic. He's another artist. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
I know
He came through and built that booth, and then where there's a little bit more soundproofing, like little basic things here and there, but it's pretty much good to go. Like the sound is for sure, like the quality is way better.
Nice. And is your room at Sound Structure? Isn't that the
same? Yeah, that's in that same building.
Word.
Yeah.
How have you liked working out there? Because I know the zoo used to be in there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead.
The location's great. I like it, and a lot of people like how locked down it is. Like the gate, the keys, you can't get in there unless you belong in there. So that's great. And then like the room is generally like a good size. It can be cramped at times, but like I don't feel like it's too small. I've been in smaller studios.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any problems with it. I think it's great.
What's been like your? I know you started engineering like 2023, 2024, 2024?
I was with you, yeah.
Yeah, 2024.
Like,
so like previous to that, like what was your journey like? Where you was working, like studios, like what's your journey like?
Yeah, so I've been dabbling in music my whole life. The first time I was in the studio was when I was recording as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
First studio I ever went to was Emerald Dreams back when it was in Shawnee, right? Lenexa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to record with an engineer named Frame from Kansas City. I don't know if you guys ever knew Frame. You knew Frame, didn't you?
Frame? I think the Frame we're talking about are two different people.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about
originated Frame.
Yeah, I'm talking about a different.
Does he shoot videos too though, Frame?
Yeah, he does.
The one that used to work
Lives in Arizona now.
Yes,
yeah.
I know. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I started with him. He was my engineer, and I kind of just like I didn't really care that much about engineering or like producing or anything. And then my boy Jace, you guys know Jace, don't you? Yeah,
sure.
He showed me. He started making beats, and at the time I had some stuff going on, and I was like, I had a bunch of free time on my hands. So he kind of showed me the ropes with a couple things. And I just started messing around with it. I didn't really take it that seriously. Like I still really wanted to take being like an artist seriously. And then I'd say after like a month or two of doing it, I started getting really into it. Felt like I'm like, damn, like I got this good at it this quick. Like maybe I should be doing this. I'm probably better at this. And I just found more enjoyment in it. So I started to do that. In terms of like the actual question, like studios, getting into studios. It was mostly Emerald Dreams is where I started. And shout out to Scorpio. Like I said, whenever anyone asks, I tell you, like, you're the one who taught me how to engineer, bro, because I really learned the most from you. So like I feel like little promo here, but if you guys want to learn how to engineer, go to this man.
Facts.
Because we had like a team up there, like we was all just feeding off each other. It was like you, Cashy, Jimmy Connor.
This is back when Emerald was out on Shawnee Mission Parkway?
Nah, this
is an
Independence.
Okay.
Independence.
I still think about it like no shade at all to anything going on at Emerald. Like I don't want to. That's not what I'm here to do. Is like throw shade or anything. But if it was still that team there, bro, it'd be a powerhouse.
100%
studio if
for
it was
sure.
still there. But yeah, it was like me, you, Connor, Jimmy, Cash. Shit Matters was there. He's here now, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, we had a crazy team.
Facts.
So as you went from like working in those other studios to like running your own room, what are some of the stuff you've learned like with the build out or like just running your own room compared to just working at a studio?
Yeah, so basically what happened with me is I was originally at the zoo and it was going really well, and then out of nowhere it shut down. Not sure exactly what happened with all that, but had to shut it down. And I knew Thou was there in that room, so I went to him. I was like, "Hey, bro, can we figure something out where I can partner up? I'll pay whatever it is you want me for rent. Like, I'll pay the rent. I have a little bit, like, I have an interface I'm bringing here, a couple things. Just brought some things in. And at that point, it was like it was being used, but like there was still so much time. Like, it was the place I needed because I had other studios that I had in my mind. Like, for example, like I'd love to come here, but for me, I wanted a spot that I felt like needed like a face to come up and like really push it. And the studio it's still Thou. I was like, he's still the owner, but the fact that like I've been there every day, like making sure I post about it, making it known. Like that's kind of how I wanted it. I wanted to almost be like a partnership. So I'm super glad that we found that. But in terms of like actually recording at a studio versus like helping run it all, it's definitely like it's more like the thing that I don't would want to that I want to stay away from is like dealing with like the taxes and the what do you call it, the financial side of it.
Yeah.
Like hiring an accountant and whatever you got to do for all that. That shit's frustrating for me. I feel like that's how it is kind of within the music scene in general.
Yeah.
But in terms of like having the space, really the only issue has been like you're more cautious. You want to keep it more clean and you want to keep it more professional. I'm sure you've seen me talk about it. Like I get more and more fed up with working with people who are not serious about their work more and more lately.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean like people who treat it more as like a hangout spot rather than like, oh, I'm here to make, I'm here to make music.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's like, so I started at the home studio right at the crib, and like we was only charging $25 an hour, right?
You for sure get it then.
And so like as you keep like raising the price, you keep weeding out the people that are less and less serious. You know what I'm saying? Because like only those serious people are going to keep going through that paywall.
Facts.
That's a great point.
Yeah. What's something that you wanted to focus on, like for your room though, that you're working at now, like to make it different than the other studios in KC? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. For me, it's like one thing that I kind of treat it like is it's like, for me, it's like a whole, it's not just where you come to record. For me, it's like a whole song creation space. Like we come, like I have my guy Luis over here who's like kind of almost like partnered with us now to like do videos if anybody needs to do that. So like we do everything. People come to me, like if they have a reference, I can make a beat from scratch, record them on it, mix the song, shoot a video. Like we literally did that the other day with Boogie. He came, we made the beat, recorded it, mixed the song, and shot the video, and put it out all within like 2 hours.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was awesome. But that's kind of like one thing that I feel like sticks out is like people don't just come to me. Like they do, but the main thing that people come to me for is not just to record. You know, they can, if they have a whole idea, they can bring it to me. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd say I have going.
Yeah, and obviously people that come to work with you are gonna want the Gittyman like production too, because I feel like you got your own sound for sure. So like, are you focused on working with artists in your niche? Or are you focused on like branching out with new artists? Or
I like doing both. I really like it's not my specialty, but I really like when like a random singer comes to me, like something that I'm not normally getting into. That keeps the drive alive, because it gets really boring recording drill music all the time, and like, that's not
For sure.
it's not what I'm about. But no, I like finding artists to lock in with, and I also like having people come to me with different ideas that I would have never done myself.
yeah. I share your frustration though when you say like you get tired of people that don't take it serious. You know what I mean? Because it's like that should be brutal when you're in the studio, especially when you do it full time like this, right? So it's
100%.
like when other people don't take it serious, and then they're in there and you gotta like, do your thing in the midst of that. It's just like, I don't know. It's not that it's hard to care, because I still care about like the quality and that their happiness. You know what I mean? But it's like the music don't touch you. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
type shit.
You've been doing this longer than you have way more experience doing this. I'm sure you can describe it better than I can.
Well, like I was saying, like when I started at the crib, it was like I was just like happy to be recording at that point in my career. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whoever, come on. I'm just happy to be
Doing it.
at some point. You got to start with building the portfolio. You know what I mean? And then like this artist might be mid, but his cousin is hard as fuck, and he's like recommends you, and that's how you build.
Facts. And it's a good feeling when you get to that point too, to where you're like, okay, I can, kind of take my foot off the gas pedal and like decide what I really want to do here.
Yeah.
So I agree with you too. I'm kind of at that point to where it's like I can pick and choose a little bit more than I used to be able to.
Yeah, you go ahead.
You feel like there's a point, like you feel like you'll ever hit a point where like you just don't engineer, or like you don't necessarily want to, or you only have select people that you want to engineer for?
I used to. That's a good question. I used to feel like that, but honestly, the more I get better at it, the more I kind of enjoy it a little bit. I don't love it. I prefer to make the beats, but honestly, I think there's gonna be artists that I'm always gonna engineer, even when I don't need to. Like I really record. I enjoy recording like Boogie a lot. I mess with like the way his vocals work on the microphone. I love to mix his stuff, and like myself, I'm still, I'm a producer. I promote myself as that and brand myself as that. But like I do really enjoy recording myself and like doing what I do with my vocals. So like I think there's always going to be times to where I engineer, and if not, I want to at least keep my hands clean and like warm to where like if I need to get on that in the engineer chair, I can.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hey everyone, Code Red here. If you like the way this podcast looks and sounds, it's filmed on location at Code Red Productions. We handle all your audio needs for music, commercials, and podcasts. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook at Code Red Productions KC, or visit our website, coderedproductionskc.com. We'll see you here. Back to the show. So like how much emphasis do you take right now to like, look into certain stuff to get better, or to like study up on certain stuff? Or are you just like, I can, like not like I'm just gonna do what I do, but it's more like what
learning the ropes,
right?
Yeah, no, that's a good question too. So actually, only up until like 6 or 7 months ago, I was really like, all right, let me sit and like actually try to figure out what I could do better, what the little tricks and tips and tricks are. Because for me, it's always been like I really care about making beats and like how I can make my beats better, and I still every day I'm doing that. But it's also now it's like I'm starting to enjoy like how this compressor works over that compressor. And it's like, okay, once you get to that point to where it's like, you're pretty good at it, but there's still so much more for you to learn. I feel like that's when it's like fun. And I'd say like 5-6 months ago is where I got to that point to where it's like, now I like to learn more about engineering.
Yeah. I feel like for me, it feels like, when you stop wanting to learn about something, that's when it's boring now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when it's old. That's when you're not as interested. You know what I mean? So like what you're saying is like just yesterday I was like looking up gear and how it connected and all kinds of shit. And it's like just that little spark of like being interested in it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be like huge gains every day. But now I just learned about how, like, we were just talking about ADAT before this. Like, I was learning how to connect some ADAT interfaces. You know what I mean? So it's like, just little shit like that adds up. You know what I mean? And like, just stay interested and stay, inquisitive. Wanting to learn shit. You know what I mean?
Facts.
You're a big proponent of learning. You teach a lot of people out here. You know what I'm saying? So like, when you're teaching a class or something, how much are you like encouraging the students to go, learn stuff on their own? You know what I'm saying?
A lot, because a lot of what I'm teaching, like I want them to. I can teach you the technical shit all day. I can teach you what this is, how to do this, but if you're not actually doing it, you're not gonna pick it up at all. So like, I'm a big advocate for like, if you hear something in a song that I didn't explain a certain way, go watch a video about it. Find your own understanding of it. Just because the way I said it might not make sense to you, I can give you like the picture of it, but you have to find your own like understanding or grasp of something, like, or the way that you use a compressor. The way I use a compressor on something might not be the way you use it on something.
That's so facts.
And also that is also how you find your sound. Like I have people that have taught me to engineer. I don't necessarily mix that way, but now I can take what they have given me, put my spin on it. Now I got the Scorpio sound when you're recording with me. For sure.
Yeah. And so how much of like, let's say you got like a template when you record, how much of it is like been refined and like redone in the last year and a half, 2 years since you started recording?
It's like not even
the same.
Yeah, not similar at all. I give that up to Scorpio because he's helped me a lot too. Like, I remember I came through like here like 6 or 7 months ago, and you put me on a Soothe. Like, I knew what Soothe was, but I didn't know it was nice like that. And now like that's part of like my main my main game, especially like I'm using like God Particle now. I know that's big. I know you guys hype that up a lot too. I like that. But there's new shit I'm learning every day. Low key, I'll give out a gem real quick. He might be mad if I give this out, but 94, he showed me this compressor he likes a lot. It's called Purple MC. I don't know if you know about that. Like Plug-in Alliance.
I think so.
That's a gem for you guys. Fire compressor. It's a Purple MC 77, I think.
For vocals? Okay. I'm gonna have to peep. We got all the Plug-in Alliance shit.
Yeah, check that out.
I'm gonna have to peep for sure.
That one's fire.
Yeah. The God Particle and stuff though, like I'm interested in that new AL1 or whatever it was called that we were talking about, that new Tizio and Baines limiter.
Like the limiter joint.
Yeah.
The EC one or the Wonder Girl clipper?
I haven't heard of that.
She got one too?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, there's another one? What's it called?
This is an AL1. It's a limiter, but Baines and Tizio, they're mixers. They like work with whatever company that is putting that out, and that shit look hard.
AL1.
Yeah.
I need to write that down.
Yeah, but it's expensive, so we haven't got it. But I'm like, if they use it, you know what I'm saying?
It might be something for sure.
God, that's the reason I use the God Particle. If Jason Joshua does it, you know what I'm saying?
It might be something. Gotta be.
Who do you look up to in music? Do you look up to like engineers, or do you look up to mostly producers?
Mostly producers, but I like super respect the engineers.
Yeah.
But like for me, I think about this sometimes. It's really hard for me to like come up with a list of producers that inspire me because there's so many. Like I can name like so many, and it should be like it's hard for me to know like who really inspires me. If I had to pick one, I'd say probably like Pierre Bourne. His sound inspires me the most, probably.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know. There's so many.
Yeah. I feel that you kind of have like a modern flair to your music, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what he is on as well. So I can kind of hear like that influence now that you say that.
For sure.
Yeah, I try to, everything I hear, I try to like incorporate it into my sound. So like I try not to get stuck in one like box, but I listen to so much. Like I listen to like 80s pop music. I'll add that into like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah.
To decide what it is that really sticks out to me.
I think it's important for people to listen to like every era. You know what I mean? Don't just stick yourself in the box of I only listen to new shit or I only listen to shit from like the last 15 years. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
Because music was not invented just 15 years ago. People were doing this shit at the highest of levels 100 years ago, 200 years ago. You know what I mean? Like there's so much to hear and learn out there. And like we might throw on something. I was on the What They Want podcast the other day, and they was like, they knew this somehow. They were like, bro, that sample you used on Ready for War was like a 1940s sample. And I'm like, yeah, that's crazy that you knew that. But it's just like, I was just listening to some jazz shit, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna flip the fuck out of that. And it's from the 40s, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much to be discovered in other eras, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. That's like the same thing, that Slow Your Roll beat, when we was trying to figure out all the samples and stuff.
Yeah.
I made that beat back when I was Emerald, and we would just have like Sample Tuesdays. We would just pull up
that.
and just strip stuff from my record.
That's hard.
And I made the beat from the record. I don't know what the fuck the record was.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there chilling in the studio with Jay Onyx. He was up here. He was like, oh yeah, that's that Marvin Gaye sample. And I'm like, boom.
He was right.
And it was that day we was looking for the samples and shit. We could not figure it out.
I remember.
Like, bet. Okay, for sure.
Yeah. How much are you doing your own sample flips? Is that what you do a lot of the time?
Oh yeah. I'd say like anytime I'm using a sample, it's like 90%, 80% of the time it's me finding the song and flipping it. There's this kid out here out in KC. His name's Alex Garcia.
Oh yeah, he sends me samples too.
Yeah, I work with him a lot too. I got a lot of beats that he's chopped up to samples too. But other than him, like it's usually just me.
Yeah, that's tough.
And like sometimes I'll send something to LA, or like he'll send something to me and he'll chop it. But like usually most of the time I just find it myself.
You use Serato?
So I honestly I prefer to chop up in the FL Studio playlist, but Serato, I know people who are crazy with it. For me, it's the simplest way for me to do is just chop it up in the playlist.
I feel you. I do want to ask you about like you be posting, studio time, whatever for show, but it's like you be having the rules and shit on there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sick of not playing around no more.
Oh God,
man.
bro. Like you be like, no,
For sure.
I don't want to see no
I'm
Dracos.
so sick of it, bro.
If you're unprofessional, I have the right to end the session. Yeah. So I just gotta know, bro. You obviously got some horror stories, bro. Give us a horror story. Why like that drove you to the point that you like straight up like don't even bullshit me.
Shit. I don't want to like call anyone out, but I had like I had this kid. He's younger. I think he's like 17 or 18. Get recommended to me from like someone that I worked at the time. I worked really close with. And he was like, hey, this dude needs a session. It was like Friday night or something. And one thing you know about like them Friday night, Saturday night sessions, they can either be really good or really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one was really bad. It was just like, it's a group of people I didn't know, which is fine. But it was like this kid pulled up with his manager, who was like this woman who was like hitting on me. It was really weird. I'm not saying that to flex. This doesn't happen often, but this girl, she was like this 30-year-old manager pulled up with her like 17, 18-year-old rapper. She was like hitting on me, making weird moves, and then had to record her, and it was just really bad, bro. Like you could tell it's just, I don't know. You guys, it's hard for me to explain like what a bad session is without like being outright like, oh, it was just something horrible went wrong. But like, if you're in the studio enough, you know what a bad session is, and it was really bad. It was like when you're sitting there as an engineer and you're second guessing yourself. You're like, do I really want to do this? Yeah. It was like one of those times, and I remember like the session ended, everyone left. It was like, and the vibes just weren't right either. Like, you ever have an artist that you're not like, it's not like hot to where it's like y'all are in a fight, but it's hot to where it's like you're just not getting along. They're just like do this, and instead of like, oh yeah, I got you, you're just like, hold on, bro. Like, yeah, it's not a good vibe in the air. So it's hard to explain, but I had one too many of those sessions, and I had the sessions where, you know, the whole gangs would come in and bring everything they didn't need, and especially like the smoking for me, like I'm blessed to be able to allow it if I want to, but I don't want to allow it anymore just because I don't really smoke very often. And I don't like the blunts, bro. The joints I can deal with, but the tobacco smoke, like, I don't want to be complaining all day, bro. But like, tobacco
shit be thick, boy.
But I just want to work like professionally, and you know, I'll put it out there because I'm trying to deter people to come from me that are not serious about it.
No,
yeah, I feel you.
And I know you guys serve the same way, so
facts.
Definitely got some horror stories for sure.
Shit, what do you got, man?
You got cold red.
Because I was trying to explain it in the best way I could, but it's hard without me literally being like, oh yeah, fuck this dude.
Bro, it was like, the worst for me be like, I had this session the other day, I ain't gonna say no names either, but they come in, they like, listen, bro, like, we come to you because we fuck with your sound and shit. Like, if you got something that you hear, like, let us know, right? And we like, if you got an idea, just let us know, right? And then they start rapping and it's immediately booty. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, like, respectfully, I ain't gonna be all in the mix trying to make a bunch of ideas happen because I'm just trying to get through this. That'd be the horror stories for me, like, and then we got a 4-hour session. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we was talking about that with Mab, people that are just always overly dependent on the engineer's opinion.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that shit.
Like, I've had shit, like, for me, like, horror stories be like, because I'm an artist, I feel like people think the studio is gonna be completely different, like, with me. Like, so I'll have people like pull up for sessions and they'll have a beat and nothing else, and then they'll go in the booth and just sit there and just wait for something to come. It's like,
Yeah.
you gonna say something? Like, I can give you ideas, but if you're not saying nothing, like, I can't we can't do nothing.
Yeah.
We just got studio time and a beat.
That shit's exhausting, bro.
Facts.
Like not. It's like what's the word? Not
Draining.
Yeah, draining. That's
really.
exactly the word I was looking for. Yeah, it's draining to like not just record, but also like have to like put together music that you don't like.
Mm-hmm.
You can't force yourself to like something.
I mean, but at the end of the day, sometimes I just sit there and I go, I get paid to work on music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just like lock in and just get it done, twin. I imagine as you as an artist with a bunch of sessions that you book, people want you to put vocals on their shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet that's overly fucking happening.
It does. It does happen. But I don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't do it unless like you somebody that like I frequently work with. Like Rob Lowe booked a session and she needs some vocals. I'm like, okay, bet. But like sometimes it'll just be like, you didn't book vocals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
Like you booked the session to record your song and let's do that. You know, like if you want me, I'll take it and listen to it and see if I can put some vocals or something on it later, but that's not what the session is.
Yeah.
Trying to force shit. Yeah, you know better than the force stuff.
No, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, the only thing that I can experience that's similar to that is like artists that I've never worked with, never met, rando to me, right? Pull up to the session. Hey, you make beats, right? You got some beats? It's like, bro, first of all, I don't even know what you sound like, and I just don't be throwing beats to everybody. Yeah, like, and now we got to have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because you just thought shit was smooth like that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I also think it's good to like. I also have had that situation happen to where it's like it's an artist that I don't really know anything about. He doesn't really know anything about me. And we make something crazy because he does happen to be talented. And it's like I made him step out of his comfort zone because it's a different style. But I hear what you're saying too, for sure.
No, yeah. I mean, definitely. Like, I might hear the first, 2 lines of what they doing and be like, actually, I got some beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, dead ass. But it's more the other side of that usually.
It's more common for that to happen. Yeah. I agree.
All right, we got one, Scorp?
We got one. I'm gonna give you 2 options. You gotta pick one.
Bet.
All right, producing with an artist or producing by yourself?
It really depends, but producing by myself.
I feel it.
That just, you can get more creative that way, or what is it?
Yeah, and it's so hard to explain, bro. But like when I'm in my room, not in the studio, it's just like there's a different type of something that
Flow
happens.
state.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. What about you? We've had this conversation a lot, but
I say I don't produce many beats like that no more. I really just been engineering the artist. So like when I make beats, I'm usually around like Ashan or like TC or Ontario's, and they just kind of let me just vibe, because they already trust that my beat gonna be cool. Like I don't like producing with artists that like try to give so much input and don't be knowing what they talking about. Hey, yo, put a purple 808 with like black icing on that bitch on it. Like, no, what the fuck is that? So like if I'm with like TC Real and them, like it's very natural. So I can enjoy making beats with them. You know what I'm saying? But like other than that, I beat by myself.
yeah, I feel like, it's a double-edged sword sometimes for me, because it's like when we're cooking up with the artist, it is less thinking and more going. And it's like also like, I might just be having it down to the bare minimum in the beat, but here they're rapping and I'm like, this is just hard as it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Whereas by myself, I might throw in another 2 elements and now it's crowded or whatnot. But the flip side of that is like with the artist there, it can also limit the creativity, because you might go try something and instantly they give a negative feedback to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I'm just trying to experiment. You know what I'm saying? So that's the joy I get in cooking up alone, is I can try anything, right? I can be the most honest with what I'm trying to do. And it's just with the artist there, it's more, how can we get this flowing to me?
Facts.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. No, I agree, because every time I work with an artist like in the studio, the beats are way more simple.
Yeah.
Like, for sure. For sure. Any song I have that's made from scratch is like almost always super simple.
Piano or horns?
Horns every time, bro. Not every time, like 9 out of 10 times, bro.
For sure.
Just in general?
Yeah, like we produce, like making a beat or something, or a song.
I don't know, because you can get radically different stuff. Like I make bangers and I make like some introspective shit. You know what I mean? So it's like you can do crazy shit with both. I really got to be depending on what the vibe is. You know what I mean? Because it's like the horns, You can get crazy energetic anthem, or you can get fucking, you know, a solo trumpet on some Miles Davis vibe. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But the piano is the same thing. We can go play some, you know, soothing ass chords that hit our soul, or we can go make a fucking trap banger with 3 piano notes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what am I in the mood for? It's so mood dependent.
For me, I'm gonna go piano. I think it's just because my style that I make.
Yeah,
piano's always what I'm gravitating to.
So you just like chords really mostly? Is
that,
yeah,
chords like little accent keys.
Yeah. I feel like when you start doing the chords with the horns and shit, it's like that's when it's going to be turned every time to me. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to not just go like that ATL trap route when I start putting the horns in there. But I don't know. Piano is like the most basic, essential instrument.
Very versatile.
Yeah.
I feel like. Hi-hat or 808? 808.
Shit. I mean, they both play such important roles, but in other ways. But I'm actually gonna say hi-hat because and normally I would say 808, but the reason I say that is because I'm really not a fan of those beats that have without the hi-hat, like the bounce. You know, I'm talking about the, what do you call it? The Jersey, not Jersey. They call it like the Philly
I know
drill
what you're talking
beats.
about.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of that bounce. So I would say hi-hat.
Yeah, it's been interesting to me, like over the last few years, how we've like stripped elements here or there to be like different. You know what I mean? Like, there was like I feel like a year or two ago, we were like in this really minimal phase where it was like people didn't want to rap on no drums or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I'm gonna pick 808. I love 808.
I'm gonna go hi-hat.
That's fair.
I don't think I find myself using 808s as much when I'm making beats no more.
Yeah,
just because like the type of shit that I make is different than where I was.
That's so facts. I don't really be using as much because I'm for sure there would never ever be a beat in the past I wouldn't use 808.
Yeah,
but now I didn't even think about it. I use a lot of just bass lining.
100%, yeah.
and it's just like the horns and piano. Like it's all about what it calls for. You know what I mean? Like if I'm making some introspective shit, the 808 is probably gonna most of the time be like out of pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Trap or hip hop?
For me, trap, man. I know you guys are not gonna like that answer, but I know it's not common out here, especially. But trap.
I mean, I don't
my
not
roots
necessarily not like the answer, but like I love making fucking trap beats. You know what I'm saying? But I think when it comes, if we're talking about a production level, you know what I mean? I don't know. I have a lot of fun making trap beats, but I really enjoy a good hip hop beat. But if we're talking artistry, I prefer hip hop artistry. Just because I think the subject matter and the, you know, the style that a lot of the rappers rap with, you know what I mean, is more like palatable. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
like more replay value for me.
For sure.
I'm glad you asked this question because it's a good question. I knew you guys were gonna say hip hop, and I knew I was gonna say trap. And for me, the reason I say trap is the reason I feel about it. I feel like it can get old quicker, but I also feel like there's more elements of it that like I'll hear something and it'll feel like refreshing to me. Like for example, like I don't know if you guys are hip to like Mexico Dro. He's an artist that's kind of popping off pretty hard in Atlanta right now, but he's got a really refreshing sound to me. He like raps about like going to work and 9 to 5s and shit over like glow beats, and to me it's like it's cool to hear something like that. And that
does sound hard. I'm gonna have to tap in.
But that's just an example. Like I feel like there's more elements of trap that are like refreshing to me, even though I do feel like it can get old really quick.
For sure.
And I just feel like sonically too, like trap beats are, you know, they figured it out sonically where everything goes in pocket. You know what I mean? You have
to the ear,
you have your 808, you have your hi-hats and your snare, and you have the sample or whatever you're using. And it's just like sonically, they're very appealing records. You know what I mean?
Last one we got. Would you rather make a hip hop song with a pop artist or make a rock song with an R&B artist?
That's crazy. Say it again.
Make a hip hop song with a pop artist or a rock song with an R&B artist.
Hip hop songs with the pop artists be going crazy on the radio though, like them Justin Bieber songs, bro.
So what does that mean though? Is it like just on the hook, or is it like the whole song is the pop?
The whole song is the pop artist.
The pop artist has to rap.
The style of hip hop. The whole song is an R&B artist in the style of the rock song.
I would
they
say
gotta hop in that.
hip hop, the pop artist.
Name me a time that pop artist actually crushed a hip hop verse.
That's a good question.
I just want to know.
Miley Cyrus.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Hey, I'm crying. She killed it.
She cooked all throughout like the 2010s, bro.
I mean, I think, you know, if you say Breezy's a pop artist, he has a couple times where he's popped off on a verse, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Facts.
who was in my head, but I wasn't gonna say it.
But
Is he pop or R&B though? Like he's
Right.
like both.
but it's just like the thought of it is like it makes me feel like we're gonna make some trash. You know what I mean? Just the thought of like I have a pop artist and they want to cook up a hip hop
agree.
song and they
'Cause
want to rap.
I'm thinking like putting like, what if it was like Billie Eilish or fucking Sabrina Carpenter on a fucking
You want to hear a rap verse from Sabrina Carpenter? Dead ass.
on like,
Like Taylor Swift.
on like a Young
Yeah.
Thug beat.
You want to hear Taylor Swift do a verse?
Hell no.
Nah, but I'm gonna produce the fuck out of that because I got a record with T Swift. You know what I'm saying? Oh God.
Rock. So what y'all going hip hop with pop?
But name me a time of rock song banged with the R&B artist.
I don't even know no rock song with a. I don't know no rock song with an R&B artist on that bitch.
Yeah.
I don't.
I can't think.
Neither.
I tell you what we do all the time is we try to make an R&B song with a hip hop artist.
facts.
Yeah.
100%.
Every hip hop artist want an R&B
that's
song, bro.
facts.
But I guess if I had to, I would more likely be able to pull off a hip hop song with a pop artist than a rock song with an R&B artist.
I'll probably do a rock song with an R&B artist.
I mean, it depends though. If the R&B artist was super open-minded, you know what I mean? And you could, like, I listen to hella rock, so I got like a niche for what I like.
Yeah.
And if an R&B artist was trying to like be in that lane with me, we might be able to make something crazy.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I don't know. Both sound like it's gonna go pretty terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the last joint we got.
What you answered? What you said? The rock song.
Yeah, rock song with R&B.
Okay.
Easily.
Easily is crazy.
absolutely.
That's because you said Sabrina Carpenter when you was trying to think of an example.
Crazy.
Pop with hip hop. For sure.
I'm gonna make a hip hop song with a rapper, and that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
R&B song with an R&B artist.
If you're a rapper that wants to make hip hop,
Yeah.
holla at me.
Lock in.
Fuck this question, bro. All right, that's all I got for us, gang. Y'all got anything y'all want to say?
Shit. No, thank you guys for
Vibing.
having me.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you
you
pulling up.
sliding, man. At CodeRedKC, at We Got One Scorp, at Gittyman _ Gittyman. Thanks for sliding, bro.
No problem. Thank you guys.
TraKCouts, bounce down, y'all. Peace.